Hey everyone, welcome back to the Data Crunch podcast. I'm Vadym, your host, and as always, I'm joined by our in-house analytics expert, Ievgen. Today, we're diving into a topic that's not just a trend, but a critical shift for businesses: how to build a data-driven culture. Data-driven organizations excel in revenue, innovation, and efficiency. So, Ievgen, why aren't more companies embracing this approach successfully?
That's $1 million question. Actually, it's a $500 million question. It's nice to be here with you today, Vadym. I hope we will have an amazing discussion. So look, the reality is that while most businesses, most organizations have the data they need, they are not utilizing them. They are not equipped with the right skills, technology, the processes to use the data effectively. It's not just about having the data or having the tools or the tech. It's 2025 now. All of the tools are available: warehouses, spreadsheets, BI tools, analytics tools, AI tools, connectors. It's more about processes and the culture of using data to make decisions. It's about the team alignment to leverage the data in the meaningful ways.
You know, it sounds like we're talking about more than just numbers on a dashboard.
Exactly. It's about empowering everyone within the organization to make decisions based on data, not just instinct, tradition, basically guessing. That's how 95% of business decisions are made, maybe 97%. And I want today to explore how organizations can make this shift to better future, to data-driven culture, to the new way of making decisions and the challenges that we all need to overcome while migrating there.
Yes, I love this idea. So let's start with the basics. What does it truly mean to be data-driven?
Look, to be fair, I hate this term. I don't really like this term of being data-driven. Let's try to talk more about being data-informed. So, being data-informed means integrating data into every level of decision-making. It's not just about collecting data, but using it to guide actions, to guide business decisions. Whether it's setting strategic or operational goals, setting the team KPIs, personal KPIs, optimizing daily operations, or even predicting the future trends. So basically, it's about all of this, about every data point within the organization. And if you make decisions based on that data that you already have, it's going to give a huge, huge impact on how the business is growing.
Okay, I see. And this goes beyond data analytics, right?
Absolutely. A data-informed culture requires every employee within the company, whether they are in HR, sales, marketing, C-level, it doesn't matter, to use the data in their roles. Large companies like Amazon or Google are successful because they have embedded data into their culture. It's the part of their DNA.
Yeah, I see. That sounds ideal. But how do you get there, actually?
It all starts with a mindset. Leadership must champion the value of data, and employees need to see how it benefits their work, how this really benefits their KPIs, their decision-making processes, day-to-day operations. Without this cultural shift, even the best tools and strategies will fall flat. Like implementing an AI analyst that is modern right now, that would calculate something instead of you, won't make any difference if you don't change the culture on how you make decisions.
Okay, so if most organizations have the data, why do so many struggle to use it effectively?
They not just have the data, they collect a lot of data every single day. Marketing, sales, website analytics, product, all sorts of data. I would like to put 3 main roadblocks between the data and the decision-making highway. And I see number one, the first one, as disorganized data. Most organizations really collect a lot of data, but it's scattered, siloed, and often unreliable. Typically, it's all over the place. Sales figures here, websites visit there, finance, operations, and other systems. So it's like stored in different locations. That would not be a problem, but the data not just disorganized, it's disconnected. Without a single place to store the data, to store all of the business data, without the keys to connect that data, basically a solid data plan, data architecture, data model. Business teams like marketing, sales, finance, customer success, product, they cannot access the data they need. Plus, they just cannot trust the data in other systems. Like, look, C-level would never trust the numbers in Google Analytics. But they are happy to trust the number of visitors as the distant count of client IDs from Google Analytics. But when it's calculated based on the solid data model inside any of the other tools.
Yeah, I see. Great. So that was the problem number one, disconnected data stored all over the place. What's the second one?
So basically the next one is the skills to query their data. And that's not about SQL or Python skills. That's not about tech. And that's not about the data teams or the manager skills. Like, everybody acts as they usually do. That's okay. That's the reality. But business teams often just lack some quick training, like super quick and easy training on how to analyze or interpret the data. Which questions to ask to get the data to answer those questions. According to surveys, a majority of organizations really struggle to basically put the questions to their business data. That's what I called querying the data. So that's what I called querying their data. So it's not about the data science talent or the marketing talent, sales talent. It's about this cultural collaboration synergy that is typically not in place in most of the businesses.
I see. So yeah, I like the cultural collaboration synergy. So what's the third one then?
So number three is about the cultural resistance. People tend to resist to change, especially when it requires learning new skills. Employees may not see how data really impacts their daily work, or their salary, or their results, and this leads to disengagement. But when they start making that data-informed decisions, they just can't live the ordinary life anymore.
Yeah, that's a lot to tackle. So let's speak about where should companies start?
I would start from the leadership. Leaders need to prioritize data-backed culture and set an example. Then they can focus on some practical steps like collecting all of the data in place, build a solid data model that is a representation of your business model, like website visitors, sessions, leads, clients, ads, orders, products, this kind of objects that live in real life. And it should all be connected, cleaned and prepared for reports, ideally by having a data mart for each of them. And finally, I would say it's really important to foster that collaboration across the teams. Data and business teams, marketing and sales, they should all speak the same data, the same metrics, share the same success, and failure, of course, because data never lie. Like when all of the metrics look ideal, we are growing, but the business is not extremely successful. This means that you basically either select the wrong metrics to measure, or the way you calculate them sucks.
I see. All right, so let's get into some practical steps. What's the roadmap for leaders looking to build data-driven culture inside their organization?
Building data-driven culture starts with a few key steps, and it all begins with organizing the data. I know the ideal first step. Just visit our website, ovox.com, click the button to book a call, and our absolutely amazing analytics solution architect would lay down your plan on paper. But if you're not ready yet, let's talk about it in more details. So think about your data model, just the one I've mentioned previously. First, do you already have it in place? Is it scalable? Can it handle your business future growth? New objects, new metrics, new dimensions. And just as importantly, is the data that you have accessible to non-technical teams? Like sales, marketing, customer success, product, finance, operations, this kind of departments. Can they build the reports without involving data teams? No? Well, you're in jail. Vadim, I think you had Jane here a few weeks ago where you've been speaking about the data democratization, right?
Yes, we did have a great episode, and we'll link this episode in the description of this one, so you can listen to it.
So asking these questions about data model helps to ensure your data is ready for reporting. Not actions yet, but at least reporting. But next, let's talk about upskilling your team. So data literacy isn't just a buzzword for data professionals, it's for everyone. Invest in training so your teams know how to ask the right questions, get the answers they need, and act upon them. Everyone should feel confident using data.
Yes, totally agree. I love how you've underlined the importance of scalable data architecture and teams trainings. These feel like solid foundations for data-driven culture. But I'm curious, what's the next step to tie it all together?
Well, here is a pro tip. Cross-train your teams. Let data teams learn about the business context and help non-technical teams to pick up the basic data skills. They don't need to learn SQL unless they want, but they might know some basic Google Sheets functions to play with their reports, like pivot tables, array formulas, VLOOKUPs. We have a collection of videos, blogs, everything to get started to work with data in Google Sheets.
Yes, for sure. We have a lot of content on our blog, on our website, so you can check it out. That sounds like a great way to bridge the gap between teams. So what's coming next?
Involve everyone within. So bring everybody together. Look, data projects aren't just for data experts. For example, if you're building a predictive model for lead generation, get the sales team involved, get the marketing team involved. Their insights make models more practical and actionable. Everyone should be on the same page. And finally, adapt tools that everyone can use, like our reporting extension. Whether you are a SQL expert, or a data analyst, or a marketer, an ops manager, finance manager, whoever, the best tools basically encourage collaboration, not data dictations. And adapt to your specific data model, skills, teams, and make business data accessible across the whole organization. Do not hide it inside your warehouse or 1,000 of spreadsheets or external platforms.
Yes, I see. So it's all about setting up the right framework, training your people, and making sure everyone has the tools to succeed.
Exactly. When these elements come together, you are well on your way to building a strong culture of data-driven decision-making.
Yes, Ievgen, that sounds complete and comprehensive. So how do you keep the momentum going?
Focus on small wins. Start with the high-impact use cases to show the value of really data-backed decisions. For example, use data to reduce churn or optimize inventory. Share this across the whole organization. Success in one area builds credibility and enthusiasm for the future projects.
Okay, let's talk a little more about culture. How do you get employees excited about using data?
So first, the best way is to show them how the data makes their job easier. For example, a marketing team can use data to identify the most profitable campaigns. I mean, the ones that bring the most LTV over time, not just in the next 7 days of the conversion window. When everyone in the marketing team see that real-world benefits, they are more likely to engage and more likely to use the reports in their operations. And second, create a culture of collaboration. I talk a lot of collaboration because this is important. So you don't just have to break the silos between some data points, but you can break down the silos between the data teams and business users. Make your data a shared resource rather than the isolated for data folks or single teams. Make everyone work together around the same data and the same metrics.
Okay, Ievgen, I have a question. Do you think leadership play a big role here?
Absolutely. Like leaders set the tone, always. If they make data-driven decisions themselves and communicate it as the business value, it creates a ripple effect through the organization.
Yes, the ripple effect, for sure. Well, this has been a fantastic conversation, Ievgen. Before we wrap up, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
So here are just a few main points we've discussed today. So first, building a data-driven culture today is not about technology. It's about people and processes. Number two, start small with just something with a little bit higher than average impact. Demonstrate the value of those decisions that are based on data. And number three, invest just a little bit in tools, plus invest some in training, and empower everyone, not just data teams, not just data professionals, to use the data effectively day to day for every decision they make.
Yes, that's a great advice, Ievgen. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the Data Crunch podcast. If you're enjoying these conversations, don't forget to subscribe for more insights and practical tips. Remember, building a data-driven culture doesn't happen overnight. It's a continuous journey, one step at a time.
Absolutely. As Lao Tzu said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start small, stay focused, and always prioritize collaboration along the way.
Yes, Ievgen, totally agree with that. So if you found this episode helpful, visit our website at oax.com to explore how our tools can help you foster a data-driven culture in your organization. From seamless data integration to advanced analytics, we're here to empower your journey. Start your free trial today and take the first step toward transforming your data culture. See you next time and take care.